Hello, girls, gays, and everything in between. It is I, Music and All here, back at it with another video. As I'm working on reconstructing an old video, which is about Slam Dance, hopefully, if not, girly, that's getting scrapped because it basically requires me to refilm the entire thing. Anyways, besides doing that and filming a lot of videos in advance for my July absence that nobody cares about, and many more things I have planned for this year that I just keep putting off, I wanted to give y'all a video inspired by a subreddit I stumbled upon while filming one of my past videos. So without saying too much, I hope you subscribe as it is fast, fun, and free. So let's jump right into the video. The first couple is I forgot their names, but I know one of them is Am from Friend Zone the series, but this is specifically about season 2, Friend Zone the series, Dangerous Area. And what was my first thoughts? In the wise words of Tommy Kennard, your first is never your last. That was also in reference to Tommy and Buck, because Tommy was Buck's first gay relationship on 911. Anyways, nobody cares about what that desperate man said. I'm not saying that that Am shouldn't fall in love because the respective partner that she has was dealing with a mental disability at the time. I'm saying that they shouldn't have been together because Am literally got out of a relationship with a guy that didn't give two shits about her. Like, girlie could have cooled her jets and allowed space to be alone, recoup her losses because bro was just a freeloader. Hopefully that doesn't sound mean, but genuinely, dealing with people that has any form of disabilities is hard, so more power to her. But getting into a relationship with someone with a mental disability after being in a relationship with a bum. Anyways, number 2, Jack and Dean from Only Friends Dream On. Girl, just check the comments on the My Drama List page for that. You can literally search up Only Friends Dream On MDL in Google and then scroll down after clicking the page, or you can just check out my May lineup video. But the TLDR here is basically Dean should have grown some cock and balls and chose self-love and continued his life as a flight attendant by day and an actor in his spare time. But desperate men get what they want, I guess, so he's going to continue on what he wants to do, and he said it multiple times, so he can't be saved. Number 3, found Ciao and Shulang into my shore. I'm gonna mention this video multiple times as well. Just check out the top male manipulators video and come back, because a lot of the people on this list are also on that list. Surprise, surprise. But basically, another TLDR is that Fang Xiao set out to ruin Shulang's life because he was gay. Point blank, period. And then, basically, in the special episode, they ended up being engaged. Or married? I don't know, girl. But they had the rings centered in a way that you could see the rings, but also them because they're far away from the rings. And it was a whole thing. Nobody cares about that. And I just didn't like the special episode. It felt low budget. Ooh, gags. And it just felt like a new show, honestly. And it's irritating because Shulang looked different, which is probably because of the makeup and the styling. And so did his ex. Girl, I forgot that man's name. And it's probably because of the same reason as well. And I think they had the ex in darker hair, which is probably his natural hair color. But whatever. You know, forgive your abuser and it'll all be okay. Looks like that's going to be a common theme today, right? Wrong. Don't do that. Number 4, Katsuragi and Yoda from The Dangerous Drugs of Sex. But again, check out my male manipulators video because I went on a rant about this. But TLDR, forgive your abuser because they let you go, take you to the beach, and fuck your brains out. Right? Is that right, everyone? No. Wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong. I'm like, in what world would I be happy that someone saved me from committing Sudoku, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, abused me for who knows how long. They basically essayed. The doctor essayed Yoda and then was like, you know what, I'll let you go. Or Yoda escaped. I forget. I tried to remove that movie from my memory juices, but they end up together. You know, having the devil's tango because they can. Yay. Not yay. Number 5, both Ichikawas and Double Mints. This is also a movie. And it was also like an abusive relationship. A common theme, as I mentioned previously. It was a master and slave relationship. I mentioned this in my top manipulators video. But TLDR, it was basically slave Ichikawa going to help the other Ichikawa bury a dead body and escape the Yakuza because that's what he was involved in, because why wouldn't he be? And honestly, the slave Ichikawa should have just killed his master and ended up alone on the boat at the end, but he's a slave, so we'll just, yeah, whatever. Number 6, the gays. I don't really care about their names, so I'm not even going to include it because I don't remember them. Both couples just needed to be stopped, because I was actually going to make a video about the 2 couples because the tops both showcased emotionally abusive tendencies. Like, these men would lash out and try to control everything their partner did. So even until the end, the tennis player didn't like that the physical therapist guy, you know, would just go out, do anything that involves not being with him 24/7. Like, he would be mad if he was doing his tie-dye job instead of coming back to the city to basically help, his arm, no, not arm, but his elbow recover. And he didn't even like the physical therapist's brother, which I wouldn't like that little twerp either, but he didn't even try to hide it. Like, he was pushing the brother around, talking crazy to him, just whatever. And it's like, if you want to get him back, I suggest to you that you treat his brother better, even if you don't want to, because you already know that he he treats his brother like he's a sculptor, very fragile. And then the sculptor wouldn't let his man go anywhere or have any friends. Like, I think the photographer guy, he went out with friends, and the sculptor didn't like that, so he kind of like essayed him. I guess it was consensual, but I don't know. I don't like that. Like, they were both very controlling until the end. There were many more instances of that where they would both just lash out if they couldn't get what they want. So yeah. Next is number 7. This is a two-parter. So it has Tanhan Chanlati from Tanhan Chanlati and Tarn Type from Tarn Type. Ooh, wow. And, you know, it was just for the homophobia and everything else. Oh my gosh. I don't really remember these shows too much because I didn't really like them. But I do remember that just homophobia was rampant. And I remember talking about these two shows in multiple videos, but at the end of the day, nobody's forcing you to be gay. Nobody's forcing you to be queer if you don't identify with being gay. Nobody's forcing you to like men if you don't even want to admit the basics, which Type didn't. I don't remember which one is which, but soccer player did not want to admit that he was a gay man even all those years later. Well, yeah, crazy work. Homophobic yet dating and marrying a man, or just dating a man in general. Number 8, Kai and Third from Theory of Love. That show for the video I made a few months ago, and then I re-uploaded last month or whenever this video is coming out. It made me realize that it was the most infuriating thing that I could ever do, because nothing makes me more infuriated with myself than rewatching a show that already pissed me off. I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I did it to myself, because Third put himself through shit unnecessarily. It's like, yes, people can change, but it took so long for Kai to realize his feelings for Third that them getting together and having a lame happily ever after, as 99% of the couples in these shows do, was unrealistic. It's like, why would I want to be with somebody that was a bad friend to me? Not only were you a bad friend, why would I think that you would be an even better partner? Like, you neglected me. Like, Kai was the type of friend that will drop like a bad habit whenever they get into a relationship. Mind you, this man was always in a relationship. So what do you think that means? Right. I don't care if he repented. I don't care if he did what it takes. Genuinely, nobody should have ended up with anybody. Kai was a bad friend, and I don't care if he magically, locked in to become a good boyfriend. It shouldn't even gotten to that point, because Third should have chosen self-love and allowed Kai to have feelings for him, but still should have been like, no, you were a shitty friend. You didn't care. You didn't even, it's just like, it didn't even matter about the fact that Third had a crush on Kai for like those 3 years or 4 years, whatever. It's the point of the matter that you were a bad friend. So now when it's time for you to love me and I'm trying to get over you, I'm not going to go running to you because you want to feel like you're doing me a favor by falling in love with me now. And it's like, his friend, like, Third, what I will say about that friend group is that they had Third's back. Like, 2 was the first one to know about Third's feelings, and he was a good friend. Like, he would even try to like get Kai and Third together, but Kai is just so dense that it didn't work. And I don't know, it's like, why is it that it takes you losing someone to love them? Girl, this ain't a Selena Gomez song. Also, 2's feelings for Un came out of nowhere, because he only liked Un, whatever its character's name was. I watched that show multiple times and I still forget. Like, memory doesn't serve me. Anyways, he only liked Un because he found out that Un liked him first. It's like, at that point, I'm pretty sure 2 wanted to be loved, because even when he found out that Lynn, the girl that he was dating, because Un was unavailable, or supposedly at the time, it's not like he had a persistent crush on her, like to the point where he even knew that she went to the school or something. Like, he was shocked to find out that she went to the school. So I think he only pursued her because he was like, oh, I had a crush on you in high school. So, it's probably still there deep down. And then the same with Un. You have a crush on me, the feelings will be there deep down, learn to love, #awesome. But it's like, brother, you emotionally cheated on your girlfriend, which you probably would have physically cheated on her if it lasted any longer, just to get with Un. And the same person that bullied you too, girl, I wouldn't say bullied, but like, Un was giving him a hard time and just straight up blackmailing him. So whatever. My thoughts are in my other video, the tragic consequence of BL ships, or whatever it's called. Number 9, Vegas and Pete from Ken Porsche. We also have Kim Che, but you can wait for that. So I say, I think the moral of the story that they were trying to go for here is that we should forgive our abusers because they risked our life for us.
แล้วทุกคนก็จะได้รู้ความจริงสักทีวันมันเพิ่งเป็น
Righty. And people on Reddit think that they would be separated by death, and I'll be the first one to volunteer to take a shot at Vegas for that psychological and physical torture, because none of that was consent. You can't even call it BDSM, because it wasn't even, there was no consent, girl. That was torture. torture for information that he didn't even get for real. And he was lashing out because of his dad. Like, cry me a river, man. Actually, I'd rather you do that than torture somebody and, essay them. Regardless, they shouldn't have been an item or perceived as a couple in the first place, because who needs a relationship built off of essay and torture? Looking around. Anyone? Exactly, nobody. That is not, no. And it's bad when Bible, my man, my beautiful man, or whatever Meg was saying before she got cheated on, the actor that plays Vegas had to tell people that Vegas is nowhere near a green flag. Like, first of all, the fans are delusional. That's why I do not interact with, like, fans at all of any show, because y'all are delulu supreme. But rather, a black flag that low-key does not deserve to be loved. I'm pretty sure I added that last part, but he said Vegas is a black flag straight out and straight up.
Vegas was kind of red flag. Vegas was a red flag, not kind of. I don't know what.
Also, Kim Che from Kim Porsche as well, they shouldn't have been together because of the whole age thing. Like, I'm pretty sure Che was in high school and Kim was a college student. Like, no, I'm not pretty sure that was the case. And Kim stalked Che, I'm pretty sure, in order to find out information on Porsche. Then, make him think that he loves Che. But in reality, I mean, that may be true, because he did save Che at the bar or whatever the situation was when he was getting ambushed. But no, the age gap, no. It could have been a situation where it's like, oh, college freshman and, another college-aged person, just for the sake of making the series less problematic in comparison to the novel. But no, I guess not. And people said that they believe that Che will grow into a better person. I think so too. I think he was so head over heels for Kim because that was his first relationship. So he don't know no better. But once he experienced life a little more, hopefully he will have his head screwed on and be on the right track, baby. He was born that way. Right. Next. Mark and V from Love Mechanics. Girl, I've talked about these men so many times. Love Mark. I love Yin and Ward Down, but I still wish they would have done a season 2 where they covered the second book, but whatever. Basically, they shouldn't have been together because they both cheated in the books. But even before that, like, Mark needed to grow a backbone, because I'm pretty sure the moral of the story here is what? Right, according to the writers, that we should fall in love with our abusers. Yes? No. Have you learned nothing? Hey, you, the one watching, have you learned nothing from what I just said earlier? I hope you did, because Mark was essayed by V while he was drunk, no consent, no whatever, because V pretended to be Mark's crush, Bar, which was V's best friend. So he was doing his friend a favor by essaying Mark. Right. And it's like, not only were you essayed, but you fell in love with your abuser that was also bullying you into getting rid of your crush, and, well, bullying you and essaying you some more so you can get rid of your crush on his bestie. And while all of this was happening, Mark allowed himself to get cheated on. V refused to admit his feelings for Mark until it was too late, meaning Mark ran home to his Japanese mom and his homophobic Thai dad. We love. And then, V came running. He was also, like, starting to realize his feelings when Nua started flirting with him, like him as in Mark, for, like, an episode or whatever. But I would have picked Nua because Nua was nice and rich, right, and willing to settle down. Girl. Whatever. Second lead syndrome. Also, Mark was getting cheated on because V refused to break up with his girlfriend, and so his friend Bar, his bestie Bar, had to tell him that Ploy, V's girlfriend, was cheating on him with some guy that was abusing her too. Like, can we break the cycle, please? And I feel like Ploy was supposed to be like a foil character of Mark, and if I were to go into analysis, I would, but I'm not going to. And the only reason why V broke up with, like, Ploy is because Bar told him, even though Mark told V about Ploy cheating earlier, but he didn't believe Mark because he thought Mark was jealous or something, and was just trying to get them to break up so he could come home to Papa. Bitch, but your poor ass, nobody wants you anyways. Oh well, that's why you got cheated on in the second novel. I still have to work on the first novel. At this point, I might just drop the first novel and pick up where the second novel starts off, because I've been saying this for like a year now. Just kidding, like more like 6 months. But when school starts back up, I will pick that up. I promise. No, I won't, but I will one of these days, because I have a video to make. It might come out next year, but that's okay. Number 11, Tay and O. Basically, Tay and O from I Told Sunset About You, Last Twilight in Phuket, and I Promised You the Moon. You know what? O deserves better, because unfortunately, O deserved better, because Tay, it was already hard getting them together, and then you want to play in my face in the second season, and the best friend was right there, like right in front of our faces. That's my man, and I'm so glad that PP and Kun something collabed in that one song, which I really like the song, and like they was lovers in that music video. And I'm so glad, because we were robbed, and I Told Sunset About You, and I Promised You the Moon and all that, but PP came to deliver with that music video. He always be having hot men, and he served. which I'm surprised that the Kun person said yes to, because he's an idol now. So, but I know he know his roots. So we love the best friend. What was his name, girl? I don't remember. Got dealt the second lead syndrome, so he was nerfed. But Tay was out here emotionally cheating before he even physically cheated on O, and then only felt remorse after getting caught red-handed. And one thing about Bilkin is that man know how to fucking cry. He knows how to fucking cry. Like, anytime I rewatch this, which I haven't in a year or so, because it's too good for its own good, I'm in shambles. But, I don't feel bad for Tay. O shouldn't have taken him back, because you was out here lying to my man's face, despite, O already, like, giving his all. And it was just a whole thing, girl. I just love these shows. I just love these shows so much. What can I say? And I might react to them for y'all. Let me know what y'all want to see in the comments. Like, please tell me to react to these, because Bilkin and PP are, like, my favorite couple. And low-key, if in a couple years' time they end up getting married, I won't be surprised. Like, they're doing bad for each other, even as platonic friends, girl. Anyways, like I said before, anytime I see these, my heart is in shambles. Shambles, I say. But let's move on before I start crying. Number 12. Any show that has the family member trope. I don't care if you're half, step, adopted, fostered. I don't know why I said fostered like that. I don't care if you're half, step, adopted, fostered, orphaned, sperm. Girl, IVF. I don't know. Cabbage Patch, Stork. Y'all grew up together, but even if you didn't, and you still found out that you're related somehow, why? Why? Like, all these people in this world, 8 billion, almost 9 billion. Girl, what is the world population right now? To continue a relationship with someone that is related to you in some way. It's giving a kin Porsche. It's giving that one step. A lot of it is like, oh, step something. Girl, no. I was gonna say Pro Boy. What's it called? Yeah, Pro Boy. With the two brothers. Girl, there's too many examples. And I don't even want to rack my brain for them. Similarly, people in positions of authority over you, like, if the person in power shouldn't even think about pursuing a relationship with you until it's no longer a problem, or like they no longer have that authority over you. So I'm thinking like High on Sex, which they're high schoolers. It's a high schooler and a teacher. Lost to You is a high schooler that got held back, and the school nurse. Theory of Love, where it's a college film student and his professor that's also getting married, so it doesn't even work out, and he also goes to the marriage. Funny. What's the same bone? That was funny. And there's many more. Or if you want to like do Boss and Employee, what is it? Boss and a Babe, Middleman's Love, is that one? Beloved in House I Do. The list goes on. All this is to say, don't do it. All these people in the world. And I just want to give a disclaimer. I don't mean that a teacher should date their students when they turn 18 or graduate, but rather a college student dating a staff member after they graduate, or at the very least after they no longer have that professor as their teacher, because that could be a conflict of interest if you're picking up what I'm putting down. But Lost to You, I really like the show, but we didn't need the school doctor over here falling in love with a student. It's like, yeah, he got held back for 2 years, so I think he's like 19 or 20, but brother, you're a doctor, so realistically you're in your like 30s. You're at least 30. I don't remember what they said, but you ain't got no biz. That's like me falling in love with him. I mean, I am. He hottie. But I'm not a high school student, so I guess you should have waited until he graduated, because like he was already older than an 18-year-old. But whatever. These last ones are going to be honorary mentions, and these honorary mentions are shows that I have yet to watched and don't remember, because I've watched like thousands of videos in my time on this planeta, or shows that I plan on never watching, but Reddit stated that these couples need to not be together. So the following opinions are straight from Reddit, so do not burn me at the stake if you don't agree. So this is a testimony from somebody on Reddit. I personally loved Mech and Boss from My Engineer. Yes, I've watched My Engineer. I only liked it for King and Ram, I think, because I like Perth, but that man's in Japan doing his own thing now. Anyways, yes, even though Mech was kind of creepy with his whole collecting pictures and hiding them in his room thing, girl, I don't remember that. But for sure they broke up. I mean, Boss and Mech actually made great friends. Right. And the scenes of them going out of their way for the other are quite sweet, platonic, or romantic. Even though Boss didn't really come around to stand up for Mick until the end, but I digress. Girl, stay friends. Stay friends is what I'm hearing. Thank you. Because you can be a great friend, but a shitty boyfriend. It's quite literally the curse for a lot of people. Gene and Nupsib from My Lovely Writer, because Nupsib was an obsessed jerk. I don't recall that one, but yeah, he was hot though. Anyways, so the next four are someone's headcanon, so I'll just state what a headcanon is before explaining what they said. So a headcanon is a fan's personal, imaginative interpretation of a fictional universe. It refers to details, backstories, or character traits that a fan believes to be true in their own minds, even though they are never explicitly confirmed or contradicted by the official source material. Yeah, I watch a lot of media that is reliant on headcanons, and even if it's not in a observatory format, it is in the format of reading fanfic, and I love it. Who's fucking stopping me? Nobody. Anyways, So the first one they wrote, this was all one person, by the way. The leads from Fa Lan Rook, I've talked about this before, never seen it, never will. Broke up because of what else? Cheating. They were together for a year and 3 months. They never got back together. Sherbet still has the same hair. Okay. The lead couple from Love by Chance 2. Girl, let me look up who they are because I remember Perth and the other motherfucker from My Sweetheart John, but I don't remember Love by Chance 2. I do want to mention Love by Chance though, now that somebody else mentioned it. Okay, so they switched main roles. So it was Tin and Can that were the main roles for Love by Chance 2, but A and the other guy were not. So yeah, Tin and Can should have broken up because Tin's arrogance caused him to lose a big contract for his company. So he went bankrupt and could no longer afford Can's meal fees. They were together for 4 years. 3 years later, they met up again and reconciled. They then decided to move in together and open a frozen food business. Okay, interesting headcanon. I want to say regarding Love by Chance, Techno and Ken Claw shouldn't have gotten together because that was literally SA. I fear we didn't need that. We didn't need that. And then I think they got together in like the last episode anyways or something. And it was really hard to keep up with them because there was 4 couples. And the last 2 I don't really care about like at all. Anything with Kuhart, I'm sorry, no hate, no shade to Kuhart. I don't like it. So I didn't really pay attention to Kuhart and the other motherfucker. And then I just didn't like Techno and Ken Claw because of like the SA stuff. So no thank you. And I also forget that Love by Chance and Torn Type are in the same universe. So I gotta definitely, watch them all around the same time. Next, Jim and Wen from Moonlight Chicken. Never seen it. I probably will eventually. They broke up because they drifted apart due to their jobs. Wen took custody of the cat and moved to another city. Jim was heartbroken. He still calls Wen every year on his birthday. He now has fish as pets instead. They can't go anywhere except for their aquariums. They were together for 4 years. Lastly, from this person, Day and It from Love Syndrome 3. They broke up when It realized that he wanted to be a stuntman and went abroad for training without telling Day. Unfortunately, Day found out where he was, and we all know how that ended. Girl, no. As punishment, Day has not brought him any orange cake since the incident. What incident? I don't remember. This was just like a blink in my memory juice. They break up at least once a year. It is now taking pole dancing lessons. He finally cuts his hair and looks much better nowadays. Day is still super jealous. Go figure. Yeah, okay. Next, which is second to last, Top and Mew from OnlyFriends, and just their rationale was once a cheater, always a cheater. I know that it's been said that this couple is based off a real life couple that are married now, but like, okay, whatever, good for you. I wouldn't say once a cheater, always a cheater, but what is the point? I'm sorry. Like all of these people in the world and you're going to take back somebody that hurt you. Right. And I'm not even talking about hurt you like, said a mean thing. Like you went out and you cheated, like whatever. Like if that was me, at the back of my head, I'd just think about that. I don't care if we worked on it. I don't care if we went to couples therapy. If it's in the back of my mind that, every time you leave my site, you could possibly cheat again, what is the point? I guess I'm just petty like that, but it is what it is. Last but not least, it's the 2 couples from My School President, but this person said Sound and Win specifically, not because they're high schoolers, but specifically because they were at each other's throat for no reason, especially Win. So for this video, I wanted to add So Yi-do and Tae Jong from The Lie We Lived In. Now, I gave the show a 5 out of 5, don't get me wrong, but I just wanted to, add a few points or some of my thoughts since the show recently ended. So first, I believe that it should have ended with the house scene being their last moments together, rather than them like ending up together at the beach for whatever reason. Like I didn't understand how we went from Taejong to like quitting his job to find Yi-do, and I feel like we didn't need to see that part. Like bro should have just like, I feel like he could have kept on being a cop and we could have seen him just doing cop activities while getting a voiceover about how he misses Yi-do and how he wishes they could have been together and whatnot. Similarly, I feel like the beach scene could have been just Yi-do painting while doing a voiceover, basically expressing the same thing of wanting to see Taejong again and how he didn't want to run away from him, but it was the best he could do for him because he wouldn't want him to live that life of darkness and, really connect it to the title. Basically him saying, the lie that we lived in for that week or so will be remembered for the rest of my life, but if I ever run into you or like if you can ever come back to me, I'll run to you. And fade to block or something like that. But 10 times out of 10 couples will end up together in a BO because it's boys love. Like we're not here to see people not get together by the end. And now if it was a queer romance where it's mostly based off a true story or trying to portray a reality where 2 gay individuals are, going through life, then I really do not think they would have ended together. But again, this is a BL. So yeah, that is the last couple I wanted to add in this video. So peace, love, see you next time, for real this time. Bye.